Proven Fitness, we're hitting off our Monday, April 4th, 2022. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be hitting Tainted Love today. So the theme of the week is, one hit wonders, just so you guys know. This is where you'll see all the workouts coming from. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be hitting a push press 3x8, then followed off with Tainted Love, which is 4 time of 30 GHD sit-ups, 400-meter run, 15 thrusters, 24 GHD sit-ups, 400-meter run, 12 thrusters, 18 GHD sit-ups, 400-meter run, and 9 thrusters. So our warm-up today is gonna be just a nice easy 400-meter run, just to make sure that the legs are nice and going. Also, if you have new members that come in, they can see you go off and make sure that they know what the run is today for the workout. Then we're gonna hit 2 sets for quality. We're just gonna hit 6 inchworm push-ups right into 16-step hamstring march. This one's to activate those hamstrings, get those nice and firing for the run, as well as to activate for that GHD sit-up, pulling yourself through, right into 8 of an empty barbell Bradford press. This one's about warming up the shoulders, making sure we're hitting a good range of motion before hitting 8 front squats. That should be pretty quick and simple so that we have time to go over specific points of performance for the push press. For the push press today, we're doing every 230 for 730, so 3 sets. We're gonna do 8 reps at 60 to 65%. Focus, vertical dip and drive, making sure we finish tall. As we punch, we wanna close the gap between the sternum and belly buttons. That means that we're flexing our midline, and then we're gonna finish with our biceps by our ears and a full lockout overhead. Then we're gonna go into the conditioning piece. Our conditioning piece, Tainted Love. Goal time frame for this workout is 12 to 15 minutes. We're gonna put an 18-minute time cap on it. So what we're looking at is 30 GHD sit-ups or a weighted sit-up. So we're gonna use both those as an RX option because we know that a lot of gyms don't have GHD sit-ups in. So the weighted sit-ups is still a very challenging sit-up and core exercise that we wanna utilize as an alternative to our GHD sit-up. You're gonna go off that 400-meter run. You basically cut the reps in half, and we're going with 15 thrusters. The load today is at 115.75 or that 5234 kilogram weight. We're then gonna move into 24 GHD sit-ups or those weighted sit-ups, 400-meter run, 12 thrusters, 115.75, right? So same load here, 18 GHD sit-ups or those weighted sit-ups, 400-meter run, and finishing off with 9 thrusters. We're looking for the weight on the thruster to be something that you should be able to pretty much go unbroken or at least cut those into 2 sets. So definitely scale accordingly on that, right, as we move through this workout. What we're looking for from specific scales here for the workout. If we're looking at reducing load at first, right, that would be our first go-to. The other alternative would be go to a dumbbell thruster. If anybody has any knee issues, right, or lower back pain, we can actually go to a push press variation. Or if someone's having some shoulder mobility issues, we can go to a front squat option as some different alternatives for the workout. Our machine subs today are a 500-meter row / 425 for women and a 1,000-meter / 900-meter bike erg, right, for that run in terms of that scaling modification as we move through it. For the GHD sit-ups, again, that weighted sit-up is just basically a good alternative or a V-up, or we can move into a traditional ab mat sit-up for those newer athletes that this is gonna be a little bit more of a challenge for them. For our strength portion, the push press today, we can go to a strict press with a barbell strict press just to work on more of that movement overhead, or we can go to a dumbbell strict press and a single arm variation, because sometimes going to a single arm variation is actually a little bit better for shoulder mobility and shoulder health than going with the dual dumbbell push press on that one. So that's Tainted Love and our scaling modifications. Today, proven mobility, number 1, right? We did this actually last Monday, so this is another good one where we're working into an active pigeon stretch, trying to increase active range of motion through the hip, keeping that knee a little bit more at 90 degrees from the hip angle. Then we're gonna go into a child's pose, really relaxing, letting that open up. Then moving into 10 on each side of a side-lying thoracic rotation to work on some thoracic and shoulder mobility before finishing off with a supine lumbar rotation stretch to work on the lower back and making sure we get some movement in there. Finally, our accessory work, again, is optional. This is to be done after class. You can talk through some athletes that want to do it. Definitely make sure that they understand each movement. 1 minute freestanding handstand hold practice. We've linked in some different drills and skills that you can kind of play with our freestanding handstand hold. We're gonna put more and more of this type of stuff in here. Then 10 on each side of a half kneeling bottoms up kettlebell press. So this one is about wrist, elbows, and shoulder health. before finishing off with 10 polycone raises, which is going to be a little bit more of specific posterior delt, mid trap, and shoulder health. And that is our Monday workout for the day.